Good evening, everyone, Super League fans and managers alike. It's game week 10. Um, Hopefully, you can all see and hear. If there are any problems with the sound or the image, then please let me know. But you should have it on screen, I guess. Um, so, as usual, let me know in the comments if there's any problems with the sound or the sound. Um, we can start by reminding ourselves. Um, about the results from last time out. It's probably about a couple of weeks ago, 10 days ago, something like that. Anyway, it was a 1-1 draw between Dudley Hill and Foss Road. Exiles and East Coast had that 0-0. And then a bunch of home wins for Haggis, for Los Santos, that 4-2 win against Stackington, where Stackington came back into it. Sancte with a very impressive 4-0 victory against the Badgers. Sloths with an arrow surprise 2-0 winners against Northern Burn, and Stanley and Vikings was goalless. Everyone is here, or a bunch of people are here. Evening, Alex, D, uh, Mr. Richards. Come on, the Haggis, indeed. A couple of absentees tonight. Evening, Paul. Evening, Duggan. Uh, and Dan, and my goodness, everyone is here. A couple of absentees for sure tonight. Alf is out watching football, and Tato's in the Lake District somewhere where they don't have internet apparently. So we'll see. I do have instructions from both managers, so hopefully we will not need it. But if there are fives or fours or whatever poor performances, then I do have the instructions of who to change and how. Apart from that, let's have a look at the table. As it stands at the moment, Northern Burn keep their first spot. Any chance Edwards is missing in action? I don't think Ian has missed many shows over the years, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe he's on his way, or maybe he's kind of Cumbria way, isn't he? Maybe he also doesn't have internet. Who knows? Anyway, Northern Burn are still top of the charts, or top of the table. Dudley Hill right behind them, along with East Coast on 18 points. Both teams only conceded 7. There's a bunch of teams that have conceded 7 down below the line as well. Low scoring season so far, this, relatively speaking, anyway. Foss Road on 16, Badgers on 15, Haggis on 14, Exiles on 13, all coming in quick succession. And then some of the teams that were down at the bottom, maybe. Um, Colchester, Stanley, Los Santos, Sloss. I was just going to say there's a gap, not really a gap, uh, but kind of a bit of a jump, I guess. And then down at the bottom, of course, we have Vikings and Stackington on 4, still looking for the first win of the season after 9 games. Um, what was the other one I saw? Did you get over 1,000 followers? Indeed, as much managed to get, I think, to 1,000 followers. I immediately unfollowed him to bring him down to 999 to avoid any incidents, but I think he's back above that number now. But yeah, congratulations, 1,000 followers. I don't know. I mean, it seems wild. I'm not sure how the community is attracting so many people, but good that it is. Indeed, Mr. Edwards is here. So no, Smuts, you will not get a free ride against a managerless side. Talking about fixtures and game coming up, let's have a look at the fixtures for this evening. Badgers against Exiles, East Coast against Los Santos, Fulchester against Dudley Hill, Burn against Foss Road, as just mentioned, Stackington taking on the Narrow of Sloths, the managerless, well, not managerless, but with Al out watching football in the real world. I'm not sure why he would choose that, but I guess it's Oldham. Stanley against Haggis, and finally Vikings against Sancte. Battle at the bottom there between 13th and 12th. First versus fourth is probably a closest we've got to a top of table clash this week, or today rather, because as mentioned, the plan is that we will have another show on Thursday night, pending completion of gardening work and other topics that I'm currently involved in. But Thursday night should be another show. So fingers crossed for that. Packs will be out later tonight or very early tomorrow morning. If we could try and turn it around as quickly as possible, that would be greatly appreciated. So let's see, let's see. Anyway, without further ado, we'll kick off this evening's action. Oh, I should say congratulations to the All Stars winners. Um, well done for the All Stars. Impressive to get so many games to get so many games done in such a short amount of time. I hope all of the guys involved in it is having a great time. It's definitely something different. I did watch the final retrospectively and enjoyed the American style 35-yard penalty shootout topic. Obviously, delightful. I think was it 9 missed attempts before was it Raul or someone finally scored, but sure everyone was on the edge of the seats. For whatever reason. But no, great fun, and great to have something that can run concurrently with the Super League, as we've always had different things going on. It's great that we can kind of share the space and enjoy it, and Alps World Cups and Smuts things and Swim things and whatever the other stuffs were called. All good fun, all good fun. Um, True, Alps World Cup. I mean, that's the big one, isn't it? Really. I mean, that's the one that that's the one that everyone is kind of wanting to have on the mantelpiece, and the small horse. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Either way, back in the league, let's see what the game suggests that we have coming up first. We've got Dan and Steve coming up first. Big one here, big interesting matchup. Quick reminder of Fulchester's last match, that difficult defeat against Haggis. Haggis were pretty much in control for the whole game. Tricky one for Fulchester. A couple of changes. I believe Anelka, is that right? Anelka's back in. I will have to double check these because I had to do them during traveling. So apologies for the slight delay. For Torres, Petrov for Stewart, Sanetti for Anderson. Indeed, 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 he is back. So all good. Um, it's the one on my CV says Dan. Indeed, indeed. Good. So this is the Fulchester lineup. It's been a bit of a tricky start of the season for Fulchester. They probably should have had a couple more points on the board than what they do. But it's been kind of stop-start for them, hoping to find a result here against Dudley Hill, who have started off, I would say, slightly better this season. We'll see how it goes. There's an auto number assigned to Petrov, 18. I don't think Dan has any objection to that. And over on the Dudley Hill side, last time out, 1-1 draw with Foss Road, hard fought, but a solid performance by Dudley. They do have a big change. They have got Emerson coming in, central midfield, looking like he could do something. Certainly with the attributes that he's got. He's not really done anything for Vikings, even when they were good with Jens. It wasn't really working for Emerson, but we'll see if he can do something for Dudley Hill in this one. Collins is there, of course. The rest of the guys are familiar faces. Roberto Collins has had a good start to the season, 4 assists. He's one of the most efficient left, well, not just left backs, but one of the most efficient creators in the league so far. That's a strong Dudley Hill side, says Dan. We will see how it works out for them this evening. There's a bunch of numbers available. I'm gonna guess, yeah, 11 and 12. I'm sure that's fine. I can't remember if Steve has any like cursed numbers, but I've also like it's too late now to worry about that. If you want numbers changed, we could do it at the beginning of next season, whenever that might be. Um, Collins hat trick. Cheers Dan, feel a couple of weak links, says Steve. Well, not, well, I don't know who those would be, but could be indeed, indeed. And Edward says that he counts his Alpha victory as his 4th star, which is this bit of a liberty being taken there, but I guess it could be. Uh, Regards from hooligans of the interior Brazil. Brilliant. The legends, the legends. Persegay definitely a weak link. Indeed, he is. We kick this one off and we see if Fulchester can find some form at home against Dudley Hill. They certainly start with having the ball, and Collins hat trick. Probably not Mr. Richards, but we'll see. We'll see. It won't be in this game, unfortunately, for him. But Steve, if you want to do something, then then now's your chance, and I'll try and see if I can get it right. It has to be with a Marquinhos with a forward out. I guess, yeah, it could be. I mean, it's not a bad shout actually. It's not a bad shout actually with the arrow. I didn't think he had didn't remember that he had the forward bit as well. So could be, could be. Early enforced change there for Dudley Hill, and we continue the first half. He's trying to get Zanetti into the full Chester side, isn't he, Dan? I mean, it's he can be such an he can be such an influential player, and he has certainly been for a number of sides during the years. I did do the stats. I've sadly completely forgotten what the stats actually are for people who have won the league, for players who've won the league, etc., etc. But I do have the spreadsheet somewhere. I can see how he's been doing. It's good that I've had something else to talk about because not much else happened in the first half. Two shots from Colchester, three from Dudley Hill. Not a whole lot to write home about. Sixes and sevens, no fitness issues. Oh, 14, that's a low one. Yeah, Smut says 6 months injury. AMC lottery incoming. Could be with 14 condition. That could be a tough one. Is it? Can you go here and potential foot injury? So it's probably not a broken leg, but it says potential, and he's at 14%. It sounds like he's injured. Um, Meanwhile, over at Fulchester, couple of eights. Vogel, Beckham, and Anelka are on sixes, Dan. And you say play to 60, both of you, so that's what we're going to do. I'll try and see if I can stop it as close to as possible. Hitman with a save there, so it means that Fulchester's definitely had a shot on target. It went a little bit beyond the 60. I think we're on 65. Fogel's on a yellow card, Beckham's on a six, everyone's on sevens. In terms of condition, you're doing just fine. Torres, Anderson, Litas, and Dida on the bench. While you ponder that, we will have a quick look at Dudley Hill. Emerson doing very well on his debut, currently sitting on a nine. Eric Addo's the only and Shevchenko are both of them are on a six. In terms of fitness, nothing to worry about for you either, Steve. So I'll let both managers come up with their suggestions. Dan says swap Beckham and Sadov, so we will go and do that. That's a good shout, actually. I like that. I like that change. I think that's gonna work out well. Who signed for Marquinhos and swap with Shevchenko? I mean, how do you feel about that? Like this? Who signed for Marquinhos and swapped with Shevchenko? It's got to be like this. Subbing the sub. That's controversial, isn't it? I'm not going to do his morale any favors. He got it for Marquinhos. Well, that's how it goes. Let's have a look at the last 23 minutes and see if anyone can find a winner in this one. Oh, that was Hussein and Shevchenko combining there. Could have made an impact immediately. A yellow card for Emerson. That's probably his nine gone then, unless he can do something else. We've got a couple of minutes left. I should have probably slowed this down a little bit. Let's see if Anelka can squeeze past. Oh, an obstruction there. It looked as if Anelka was kind of going to be through on goal, but unfortunately for him, he only managed to win a free kick and nothing else came of that. Good full chest of pressure there at the end. There was definitely an instance where Headman collected the ball. I don't know what that was, but it seems as if Colchester have not had a shot on target, which unlikely, but I guess if that's what it says. Dudley Hill, meanwhile, five shots, three on target. Overall performance pretty decent, seven and eights. New boy Emerson on an eight, um, thanks to his yellow card. A lot of good tackling there from Lasisi, Addo, Van Bommel as well, 14 tackles, nine of them won, five of them key, very good. Um, Over the Fulchester side, Beckham and Elka, the two poor performances. Uh, Otherwise, pretty decent. Michelini doing well in the DMC role, but Zanetti as well doing good, getting an eight. But um, I don't know if it's a creativity lacking or if it's people not taking the chances. But yeah, it's a tough one for Fulchester there. Unfortunate for them, 0-0, and they remain below the line. Dudley keep a good defensive record in terms of goals conceded for sure. Next up, we have Red Rose Stanley. I'm not sure if Mike was here already against Haggis, who isn't here. Ian, I'm pretty sure isn't here at all. Mike's usually here. If not, then I'll try and skip to the the next one potentially. I'll see if he left instructions. I have the lineup, but I don't have any specific instructions for red rose. Um, do you have any other interesting fixtures that we could potentially jump to? I'm thinking like a supporter available. Yes, indeed, indeed, indeed. I'm thinking badges against exiles potentially because Tato for sure isn't here, and I don't think Neil is either. So we could probably run with this one, and I'll see if Mike turns up. Uh, Mr. Campbell himself is here. Excellent, excellent. We'll probably wait a little bit with the Savage game then. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to badges. If I can figure out how to do this. There we go. Badges against Exiles. We're going to go with this one. Foe gets a squad number for badges who are without Mendieta. And Exiles make, I think Vargas came in for Paulinho Santos as a late change. He did that. You and Duggan, you can be next, Paul. It's fine. I just wanted to give Mike a chance to join more than anything. So we'll run with Badges and Exile for now, and we can go with you and Duggan next if you like. Vargas gets a number. That's his first start for the club as well. We kicked this one off. Badgers looking to get back to winning ways after that 4-0 defeat. Exiles, I believe, had a draw last time out. They have been performing relatively well recently with their 600 DMCs from Argentina or wherever he finds them. Let's see if Badgers can break them down, or if Exile's strong performances will continue. Might as well get it over with. You think it's going to be that bad? Oh, well. Tide could be about to turn in your favor. Um, let's have a quick look and see what's going on here. I've not really been paying attention for the first half hour. It has been flashing a little bit, but nothing that seemed too exciting. Badgers had the better of the chances as far as I can tell. But now they pick up an injury. I think Svientochovsky is the obvious. He is left-footed, but I don't think there are any better options there, to be honest. So it's going to be him out on that wing. And we run until half time and see if anything happens. He says you're crap. You beat the reigning champions 4-0. That's not a bad result. Not a bad result, Duggan. Ooh, and there's a red card. I think we are going to go with this one. I feel like a manager here making executive decisions. I think we're going to have to go two at the back. We're not gonna risk it, even though we are at home for Badgers. So that's gonna be how we're gonna run with that. Not a home save, is it? No, it definitely isn't a home save. Let's see if I have. I don't think I have instructions for exiles. Let me quickly double. I do. Potato, I do have some instructions, so let's have a quick look. Isn't Desai better at the back? He is, but I think that Ashley Lythe is way better at DMC than Ashley Lythe, and Ashley Lythe is not that much worse than Desai at the back based on his performances historically in the Super League. I think Ashley Lythe, even in season one, with his 18 positioning and all this 20 garbage he's got over here, I think he's a very solid DC. So I get your point. Desai is better at the back, but he is even better comparatively speaking at DMC, which is why I made the swap like that. So hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, his instructions were if anyone was on a 5, and they are. Um, uh, but he's already sent off, so nothing to do there. Meanwhile, over at Exiles, there were no instructions, but this is what it looks like at halftime, in case Neil is watching it back. We will not stop at 60 because I have. Oh, we will, because I do have an instruction for Tato if anyone's on a 5, they get subbed. So I guess I will stop for that. Looks as if Exiles were trying to make a push for it here in the beginning of the second half, but they did not find the back of the net so far. Um, and double checking. If there's any fives going, no, there are no fives going. We continue until full time and see if anyone can find a winner here. Oh, that's a red card. Now, what would Neil do? He would go one at the back. I am 100% certain of that. If anyone wants to challenge me on that, then you're welcome, but I'm sure that's what he would have done. Vargas pays off for them. Oh, Marcel Desailly thought he had the equalizer, but is ruled off by offside. Svientkovsky comes forward now. Badge is looking for that goal. Will it come, or will Exiles keep on to the lead? Here's Giggs coming from the wing a couple of times. He has been there with crosses, but it's Vargas again from out of nowhere with that gigantic arrow running from the DMC position. That's taken everyone by surprise, especially the Badgers. Uh, Interesting game, a couple of red cards, certainly a lot of action, shots at both ends. Both managers would probably be disappointed that they weren't here to make their own decisions with regards to the positioning of the substitutes or the tactical adjustments based on the red cards, but I guess that Neil will be the happier of the two. Let's have a look at the Badgers stats. Okoronko with a 9, Lyth on a 7. Marcel Desailly, who did have the goal, which I feel kind of justifies my decision to leave him at DMC. I think he's the better player there. Was disallowed. They couldn't find the way back into it, and that means that unfortunately um, for them, Exiles ran away with it. Vargas, no, not the goalkeeper. Vargas got man of the match with his 2 goals, and assist for Kutuzov there as well. And overall, a half decent performance. Christian Vieri, the only kind of disappointing figure there. It looked as if he'd found a bit of form earlier on, scored a couple of goals against someone, I forget who it was, but we haven't seen much for him since. But solid game that. Solid game that. And Charlie KS with a 9. Indeed, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's intrinsic, isn't it? Who are the intrinsic things? 5 feet of Fools Rush in STFC podcast fame has joined the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, honored, honored to have you. Honored to have you. Um, anyway, with that out of the way, let's move swiftly on. Paul and Duggan, you volunteered for this one, so we're going to go with that. As I still haven't seen Mike in the chat. So let's go with this one, and then for sure Ross was here earlier, so we will go with Ross next, I believe. Let's have a look and see what's going on here with the Sanctay. They didn't change anything because everything is fine when you beat the reigning champions 4-0. So I don't think they changed anything. Maybe on the bench. I forget. I don't think you changed anything. Duggan, if you changed anything, you can remind everyone, but I don't think you did. Um, Meanwhile, let's have a look at the Viking side because I might have a question about um, Diego Simeone. No, Diego Simeone is at DMC. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Couple of changes on the bench. Volodenkov and Terry is on the bench for, I think, Patasoglu and Arca, I think, were the ones that were dropped. Everywhere else, it's kind of the same. And yeah, all looking good for the Vikings, I think. Um, they are still hunting for some proper results, I would say. And yeah, I mean, it's tricky, as Paul says, learning on the job. A 2-0 win against Accrington, a good result for them, but it's been tricky against the rest of the sides. There was that 3-3 draw with East Coast, but been a tricky one. They're obviously in with a good shout here. Sanctay had that big 4-0 win, but it's not really a fair representation of their season so far. As Ian Campbell mentioned, it's a bit early for Sanctay to find form in game week 9, so we might have to wait a while for the next win, or it could come tonight. Who knows? Let's kick this one off and see how it goes. Kaka should get a game. He definitely should. I mean, wonderful player. Let's have a look at how this one ends up with Vikings taking on Sanctay. couple of Viking chances, and it's Diego Pablo Simeone opening the scoring. He's back at the DMC role, as I've mentioned a couple of times that I would probably prefer to see him in. It has paid off. There's Baumer, but he has a goal as disallowed as the Berea was offside in that situation. Could have brought them up to 2-0. Sancte coming forward, maybe one or two chances here before the half time. Someone was unlucky. I didn't exactly see who or why, but it's Mpensa who equalizes on the stroke of half time. Fabulous, fabulous from Sancte finding a way back into that. 3 shots to 5. Apart from that, fairly even. If we have a look at the Viking stats, Baumer's on a 6, had that goal disallowed. Hersey's on a 6 as well, not seen much of him. And Thierry Henry still struggling to find the goals, Dawkins says, as is for them. Meanwhile, over at Sancte, Argyle is on a 5. It's got to be slightly disappointing. Mike Duff is only on a 6, but it's Jogatos who got the assist and Pensa who pulled that goal back for them. Duggan will roll till 60. We will have a look at Vikings and see if Paul wants to do anything here at halftime. He says as is as well. We roll till 60 minutes and see how it goes. First 5 minutes, not a lot happened. Yellow card was dished out. Here comes Hersey. Hadn't done much in the first half, but he's on the score sheet in the beginning of the second half, taking the lead back for the Vikings. We run up to 60 on the hour mark, pretty much exactly. Now, yeah, 2 minutes over. Paul, these are your Vikings. 7, 8s, and 9s. No one begging to be substituted, and you're a goal up with good fitness. So nothing super obvious to change, but the option is there if you want, of course. Meanwhile, Haggis, oh sorry, Sancte. That was a Freudian slip there, Haggis. Sancte, 6s, a couple of 7s, and an 8. Fitness wise, I think you are pretty much okay, but you are chasing the game. Managers, your instructions, please. And we will see if Vikings can either hold on or if Sancte can find an equalizer. Good game, this. Good game. Last one was good as well. This one pretty good as well. Palermo for Henry, that's a big one. Uh, Owen on 4 back. We do that. 3 up top. Extend Duff to AMC line. Done. Uh, Excellent. Oliver Kahn has been selected as captain. That seems fair. Duncan, you can let me know if you want to change it, but seems like a reasonable exchange. Uh, GG straight up to the AMC. Yep, 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 yep. Apologies, I missed that. Done. Um, Good. And you're happy with Khan as the captain, I guess. I was sitting on the toilet today wondering if you check in for a game week, and here you are. Good to know that you think of me on the toilet. Hmm, indeed. Dream has taken an interesting turn. An interesting turn. Looks like it's all good. 28 minutes to play. Vikings maybe finding a third. Sancte maybe finding an equalizer. We'll just have to wait and see. The speed's already dropped. Michael Owen was lectured by the referee. Interesting one. Yellow card being dished out. I missed who it was for. Seems like quite a frantic match with chances at both ends. Gagasa's coming forward again there. Just drop it down to fast here for the last couple of minutes. Owen has a shot and he equalizes his first goal of the season. Dramatic equalizer indeed. Going 3 up top, definitely paying off for Sancte here. Could they even find a winner, or could Vikings do it here with the last chance of the game? The last chance of the game, I think it is, and it is Esteberia, his first ever goal for the Vikings. Surely the winning goal. Nothing else happens, and that is absolutely how we finish up with a 3-2 exciting finish to the game. Vikings against Sancte here. I don't think anyone can complain about the entertainment this evening, especially in the last 2 games. What a finish that we had here. 3 points for the Vikings. Good comeback here in the second game. 6 shots on target for both sides. I say comeback in terms of I think Sancte will probably having a couple more shots earlier on, but good performance, second half performance for Vikings. Not sure if Palermo did anything. It was Jeremis with the assist and Kapu with 2 assists. Late limbs, says Paul. Indeed, indeed. Belated birthday present. Was it your birthday this week, Paul? I think I saw something on Twitter about that. Meanwhile, over at Sancti, there was actually a solid performance by Jog Atos. Ambrosini as well. Argel letting the side down on a 6. He has been solid-ish, I guess, a 7-11 average. Maybe something for the manager to consider whether that's a good idea long term. Don't say that KO for fear of Jinx and Paul, but that the best lineup you put out all season. Well, he put Diego Simeone not in AMC, so indeed, smarts that. That is good. That is good. He said the thing. Who says the thing? Is it a thing? Never mind. Either way, who did I say I would put on next? Uh, Ross and Haggis? I think. I think it was Ross up against Haggis that we would do next. Um, Ross is here, or he certainly was earlier on. I'm fairly sure. Could have been my imagination. He normally is. Ian was here earlier anyway. So we will go Stackington against Sloths. What else do we have left? A bunch of other stuff. Or we could do. We'll save Edwards and Smarts for later on. I'm excited to see how this one goes. So we'll go with this one. Sloths, Alpha's not here. He's away watching football. And Roth is here. So that's great. We go with this one. Perfect. Perfect. Thanks. I'm excited for this one because I am excited to see how this is going to work out. This is what Ross changed to towards the end of the previous game. And they had that comeback is maybe a strong word, but they definitely pulled back a couple of goals. Ibrahimovic was even picked in the team of the week, so it'll be interesting to see how this one pans out for them with the shark attack formation, stack attack rather. Shark, I don't know where I got that from. The stack attack formation, which Ross will come up with. Not one I'm super familiar with in the Super League. It's almost like a combination of Alps Narrow and like the standard 271 kind of thing or whatever. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see how this one performs, especially up against the Sloths formation. Um, Alp hasn't changed much. Oh, there's a bunch of squad numbers. There you go. Saviola must be in tears. Well, maybe he is. Who knows? Not a lot of changes from Alf. I think Emerson, the DMC Emerson, not the other Emerson, comes in to the central midfield for I think Franca, and then Rui Costa moves out to the right. Apart from that, they are unchanged from the Burn game, the 2-0 victory that they had there. Excellent result for Sloss in the previous round. We shall see how it goes. I believe they're still without Jab Stam. I mean, I'll just click on him just for no, I won't because we're obviously playing. But anyway, there's a big miss for Sloth. I think he played one out of the first 10 games Jab Stam, and he was kind of meant to be one of their key players. But bad luck, bad luck. That's how it goes. We kick up the first half and see if Stackington can, with their stack attack formation, can find something against the Sloths in their narrow. Quick drinks break here at HQ. Um, Good opening start. Elba has come close a couple of times. Raul Pinto is involved in well. Del Piero's been involved as well. Um, Slots obviously doing what they can with the narrow formation, trying to break up the opponents down the middle. But it seems as if so far Stackington has managed to hold firm against Shearer and company. Um, Coming up to half time though, it looked as if Sloth had a chance, but nothing doing. Two shots from Sackington, three from Sloth. Not a huge amount of chances. Hoping for that to improve in the second half. Fairly even. Most of the play has been um, act- actually a Sloth have had most of the possession. Quick look at the slots. I'm just checking out instructions. I believe they're fives. Anyone on 75 substituted or 75% fitness or five. There's none of them. So we will just show out this one just in case he watches it back. Ross, this is how it looks for you. Actually, Cole on a six. That's going to be disappointing. Elba on a six as well. That's a bit unusual for him. He's usually a bit more of a threat in terms of condition. You're absolutely fine. So I don't know if you want to do anything. You go as is until 60. It's the same for Alf. So we run the next 15 minutes. 5 minutes gone. Nothing happened. Alexander. whatever his name is, spoke to Ibrahimovic, but no goal. Del Piero coming forward. Here's Elber as well. Here's Ibrahimovic. Here's time ran away. I do apologize. I was too obsessed looking at all the chances that Stackington was somehow failing to convert. Apologies, apologies. Um, I missed 11 minutes there. I was too engrossed with all of the shots on target that Stackerton had. All of a sudden, Elbers on a six. Everyone doing very very well in their performance. Alexander Voigt, indeed, is his name. Everyone enjoying the new performance. Will we see Saviola with a cameo here for the last 19 minutes for Stackington as they continue to push for the winner? I thought they had more chances than that. I'm not sure if it's just me, but I genuinely did. There is a five indeed. Rui Costa, the captain, has to be substituted. Fiora is the straight swap, and we will let the game. Oh, actually, we will put Shearer as captain. I believe that's probably the most likely uh, scenario. Meanwhile, Stackington, Elbaka Saviola, and Agahawa for Pinto. Definitely looking the more likely to find the winner. Stackington will push the 20 minute, the last will push on for the last 20 minutes and see if indeed that is the case. It's been pretty much all Stackington since the 10 minutes since we started. We'll slow it down a little bit here for the end because it does look as if they're doing everything they can to find that winner. Lefteropoulos has been very strong in the slots goal, especially here in the second half. Here comes Agahawa to Saviola. It's a two substitute combining, but it's Lefteropoulos who's preventing them again from opening the scoring. Here comes Brooking, but Buffon makes a good save for Stackington. Agahawa comes forward. Fiore gets away with a warning for something, not entirely sure what. Um, Ball comes forward again. Southgate, who's been brilliant for Sloss after joining recently as kind of a backup for Stam, gets involved again. Here's Saviola, evades the challenge, getting past Johnson, but Ronnie Johnson picks it up easily. Here comes Emerson forward for Sloth, but again, it's Stackington who wins the ball. But here comes Sloths. They get a corner. Rosicky whips it in. Agahawa heads it clear, and there goes the final whistle. An interesting and exciting second half. Unfortunately, neither side able to find the back of the net, but plenty of shots on target, good performances by both goalkeepers. I'm sure we will see in a short while. First of all, at the slots, Lefteropoulos definitely on an 8. Taribo West on an 8. Southgate on an 8. Definitely excellent defensive performance from the slots, as you kind of expect. But Ian Edwards says excellent 0-0 that one. Indeed, it was kind of exciting, especially the last, I would say, 30 minutes or so was really good. Meanwhile, very, very solid display. William Bialy, a new arrival at Stackington, um, gets a 9. Buffon gets an 8. Eights and a bunch of sevens, which maybe is not going to be super pleasing for the manager, but a very, very strong defensive display from them. Alexander Vogt again, really enjoying that central midfield role by himself, a central DMC role by himself. It's a bit disappointing Contra didn't get more out of it, 7 and a yellow, but overall a good performance from Stackington, and definitely a better form than they had earlier in the season, and for sure the win can't be far away. And keeping a clean sheet is always nice, obviously. We have a suggestion of Foss Road against Northern Burn coming up next, so I think we're just going to go with it. I shall remind myself of what the Unicorns coaching team have decided on. As is. I imagine it will be the same for my opponent, is the prediction, or was the prediction at the time by Smuts himself. So let's see. Let's see if it was indeed. Alex has specified as a set piece taker, but it's not in the first 11. Well, he'll probably come on for Van der Vaart. He usually does, so it's fine. They aren't unchanged because Patrick Vieira is suspended. So there are some, at least one change. The rest of them we can see here. Um, Inzagi's up top, Kuhl and Brozic behind him, Riquelme and Milevski in central midfield, Dede Ndiaye, Emerton on the DMC line, Hibian Campbell, and Iker Casillas on goal. I believe I have this right. Of course, Ian, if there's anything, then please let me know. It's not often you make changes, so 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 I might have overlooked something. Um, Paddy knows where his breast spotted. Still good boy. Indeed, indeed, convenient for him to pick up the suspension just in time for this particular match. Indeed, indeed. Spot on. Thanks, says Ian. Excellent. That means we are ready to kick this one off. Foss Road visiting Northern Burn, the league leaders against number three, four, something like that. Definitely a top end clash. We had an exciting one earlier with the Vikings against Stackington down at sorry against Sanctay down at the bottom of the table. Will we have an equal amount of excitement in this one? Let's find out and kick this one off. Northern Burn taking on Foss Road. A couple of good chances for Northern Burn to open this one. Rosig is pure class. I'll try not to digress into that story, but indeed he is. I'll maybe touch on it briefly at halftime while we wait for the instruction for both managers. Um, it's been a lot of Northern Burn, but there has been the odd counter attack for Foss Road so far. In the first half. It is goalless though. Oh, but just as I say that, there's a penalty. No mistake by Inzaghi. He puts that one away. Let's see what happened there. Very, very exciting finish to the first half. Let's have a look. Crespo sent Milevski to the floor. What is Henan Crespo doing tackling? You don't. You can go in and say that he doesn't have to go back at dead balls. I believe that. I believe that's a mistake. But anyway, who knows? Ian says, as is, without looking, Milevski's on a six. Fitness wise, everyone's alive, so I guess that's okay. We go over to Foss Road. There's yellows. Condition wise, you're good, but you have three players on a yellow and you're one goal down. Meanwhile, I'll say about Brosek, he's obviously a Wisła Krakow legend. As some of you would have noticed on Twitter, I attended Wisła Krakow against Polonia Warszawa on Sunday. Brilliant. I, I mean, if anyone wants to come to Krakow and go to a game with me, let me know. Just let me know. It's brilliant fun, great atmosphere. It's a second division. It's like £8 to get in or something like that. There's 20,000 people there. It's brilliant. Absolutely, you should do it. £1 for a kid's ticket as well. It's mental. Anyway, as is, says Smuts, and we run till 60. It's a couple of good chances for Foss Road here at the beginning of the second half, but they haven't found the goal so far. We stop it here. Should be around 60. It is on 58. We have Milevski still on a six. That's probably the only kind of obvious guy, but who would you put in there? Would you give Zidane a run? That seems like a brave call, but I'll see what Ian says to that proposal. Meanwhile, Foss Road, work to be done, still a goal down. I'm sure Smut will come up with a couple of substitutions here. As is, it is, Ian, for you. And we'll see what happens for the Unicorns, if anything. Super League weekend in Krakow. Absolutely. Absolutely. Santa Cruz and Alex for Ortega and Crespo. Santa Cruz uh, for Crespo and Alex for Ortega. Any arrows, redistribution, moving people around, or anything like that? Then please let me know. You would indeed all be very welcome. Not actually in my house, but but I would be happy to host you in the wider Krakow area and join you for events, etc. Um, and even come around for a beer. I'm just saying that you're not getting the sofa. Leave it until the deep winter when it's freezing cold and we need the beer to keep us warm. Yeah, indeed. And you have a choice of three teams playing, actually four now playing in Krakow. There is Hutnik, Krakow in the second tier, and then or the third tier, Wisła in the second tier, and Niepołomice and Cracovia, who are both in the top tier, sharing the stadium. Either way, I digress. We kick this one off and we see if Northern Bern can hang on or if Foss Road can come into that. But speaking about Polish football, Polish footballers, is Brosek puts Northern Bern 2 goals to the good. 20 minutes still to play. Foss Road have had a couple of chances, but they are yet to find a way through. and past Iker Casillas. There was some chat on Twitter earlier on Iker Casillas. He's had a good season so far for Northern Burn. No problems there, and he has a great one here. Uh, 4 shots on target for both teams. Northern Burn converted half of them, and remain top of the table. Foster Road did not convert any of theirs. Let's see who was the main culprits. Steven Gerrard had a try. It was on target. Cambiasso as well. No, yeah, it was pretty much spread out. Evening Dimple. Blame me. What should we blame you for, Fifey? Anything in particular? Of a Foster Road's result? Nah, I'm sure Smut can handle. He can take it on the chin. Over at the Northern Burnside, Milevsky was the one who got the assist. He was at a 6 on 60 minutes and finished up on an 8. So smart move from the manager to leave him on, and well-deserved victory there for Northern Burn, given the efficiency that they displayed. They back in the fold after having missed out to Lee Young Pyo for a bunch earlier this season, for a bunch of games earlier this season. He's now back in the fold. This was his debut, still on very low morale, but he has got a 9, so that's bound to improve for him. So excellent performance there. A couple of games left this evening. I think we have Stanley Haggis and we have East Coast. I still haven't seen Mike, so I am probably going to give him a bit of a chance to join. If not, then that's also okay. But we are going to continue with East Coast against Los Santos. I don't think Jamie's here, but Dimble is here now, so we will run with that. This is how they line up. Couple of clean sheets, 3-0 win against Stackenton. Win. Haven't lost since that. Haven't lost since the Hackers game earlier on the season. They're up until third place now. Tough game against Exiles last time out, 0-0 draw, but they're looking to obviously get back to winning ways at home to Los Santos, who have been hit and miss, but did have a win last time out. Luca Toni gets number 27. Lee Boyer is a specified set piece taker, but he's not in the first 11. Meanwhile, over at Los Santos, only one changed, enforced by injury. Kalusny comes out. Jenny Keta, I believe. I do like to say Cheddar. Maybe that's right. I forget. Um, Comes in to cover at DMC. Quick reminder, the last game, Claudio Pizarro finally found the way to the back of the net. 2 goals for him as they beat Stackenton 4-2. Let's see what they could do against East Coast this evening as we kick this one off. Pizarro getting involved very early on there. Saw his name flashing up a couple of times in the first minute, but no goal as of yet. 15 minutes played. Los Santos had a bunch of the ball and a couple of good chances for them. Not seen much in terms of finishing from East Coast so far. But could all be about to change with 15 minutes left. Indeed, it is a Cypriot way to Constantino, who opens scoring for East Coast. They're 1-0 up, a little bit against the run of play, I would say, based on the first 30 minutes. But he doesn't care. Well, it was disallowed. It was going to be 2-0. It's going to be a brace for Constantino, but it wasn't. That one was ruled out, and they definitely came back into it. I thought there was a bit more from Los Santos in the beginning. Perhaps not. Perhaps not. I don't have any instructions for Jamie, so this is just for information. Everyone is on full fitness and there are 6s and 7s. Meanwhile, have a look at the East Coast. Elias is, oh my goodness, this is a good performance from everyone apart from Ronaldinho. Elias with the assist, Constantino on a 9, no fitness issues. Dimble, if you would like to make any changes, then now is the time. You go as is, that's fine. For Los Santos, it will be the same. We run for 60. Commentary speed is back up, and East Coast continue to push for the second. There's Celius again. He had the assist for the first one, but nothing doing so far. We went a little bit over the 60 minutes there, 65, but I think it's going to be okay. Ronaldinho still on a 6, no fitness issues. So I don't know if you want to see someone else in action, Dimple, or if you're happy to run until the end. Meanwhile, just for Jamie's purposes for watching this back, fitness is looking like this. Match rating is looking like this, and we pop back to East Coast as we await Dimble's instructions for the last 25 minutes. No changes again. Cheers. Easy peasy. 25 minutes to play. Oh, Gattuso came forward. There was a last-ditch tackle from someone preventing East Coast from making it 2-0. But they certainly seem to have had the better of the chances. But Los Santos do pop up every now and again with a chance of their own. 6 minutes to play. We should slow it down a little bit just so we can get all of the excitement here. Here is Ronaldinho. Has not done much so far this season. He set up Constantino there, but he fails to convert. The chance would have been a great goal, apparently. Running to added time, and there is the final whistle. East Coast managed to hold on. Los Santos only had a couple of shots the whole game, and East Coast in the end looked like they had it pretty much under control. Looking at the performances, Taibi with an 8, Vicente Lizarazu with an 8 as well. Sevens for the everyone else. Sauri on a 6, Ebisand on a 6. Still looking for that perfect striking partnership over at Los Santos. Nedved still with a good performance. He has been their player of the season so far. Not gotten much out of Barry Ferguson, as I can recall. Meanwhile, East Coast, just to see the numbers, not much change since halftime. Mark Giuliano runs away with the man of the match. A very solid, high percentile kind of defensive display there. Maybe some good stuff over here as well. 3 interceptions as well. Is that interceptions? 10 interceptions? That's pretty good. Anyway, um, solid game. Solid game. East Coast 1-0 winners against Los Santos. I think that might move them up till second, but we will have that confirmed by the end of the show. Last game of the evening, we have Stanley against Haggis. I've not seen Mike. Ian was here earlier, so let's see how it goes. We start with giving Vlahovic number 40 because why not? Should he not have number 9? I feel like he's fine for number 9. And Haggis, I think an enforced substitution for Saeed, indeed. And Madeira drops out due to injury, and Nicolau comes in. Didn't show us the Stanley lineup for some odd reason, but here it is in case anyone's interested. Semak comes into central midfield. Scally drops down. Vlahovic into AMC. I believe there's some kind of like kind of staircase kind of restructuring. Mido comes in on the bench, and that was the change for Stanley. Last game of the evening, I believe Stanley against Haggis. Excellent first 7 minutes. Vlahovic scores on his debut for for Red Rose Stanley. I'm not sure anyone saw that coming. He was so delighted to be given squad number 9. He thinks he's a goal scorer, and he's stepped up and proven that his manager made the right decision by including him in the starting 11. 30 minutes gone. It's been a lot of hackers since then, but they've yet to convert. Oh, and it's the third disallowed goal of the evening. I think it was Vincent Cantela who had the ball in the back of the net for Stanley, but the goal was ruled out for offside. Sad times for the Stanley winger there, having that one ruled out. He doesn't get many, so that'll be a bitter pill to swallow for him. In terms of match stats, good solid performance from Stanley. Um, Not much doing for Haggis. One or two shots, one on target. Mike's numbers are looking like this. It's not been brilliant, I will be honest, if you're looking at it from this perspective. Sixes and sevens. Salihamidzic, by the way, was the one who got the assist. Maxim Tigalko, 9 goals, a 7 average, and I I I mean I know he's not really set the Super League properly alight, apart from maybe on one or two occasions in the past. But to have 0 goals after 9.5 games, 20 finishing, 20 off the ball, 20, 19 pace. That's unusual. That's very unusual. But yeah, that's how it is. Meanwhile, Haggis, um, yeah, solid performance from them. No fitness concerns. 6 for Robert Pires, maybe an obvious substitution for Monterrubio. Del Vecchio's not done particularly well either. I saw Ian here earlier. I don't know if he still is here. I'll give it about 10 seconds and he can confirm whether he's here or not. And if not, we will run till 60 on this one. Mon the Haggis from second game on to last, but Mon the Haggis. Oh, there you are. Monty for Porras. Monterrubio for Pires. There we go. Excellent. We're running until 60 and see if Monterubio can come on and make the difference. I believe he had a very, very good debut for the Haggis with a couple of assists or something. But it's Galco, just as we were talking about it. I mean, these things are just bound to happen in the Super League. Tigalco makes it 2-0 for Stanley, and just on 60 minutes, as I was about to stop it, three assists on the debut. That's right, Steve. I was about to say two, but you're right. It was three on his debut. He did have that on that left-hand side, but Kluivert picked up an injury. Nicolau is the obvious substitution. I'm gonna preempt that. Ian can correct me if I am wrong, but I believe that's what we're gonna go with. Um, and if you want to make any other changes, Ian, this is 60 minutes. This will be your last time before the end. If you want to move Del Vecchio up or anything else, then please confirm. Otherwise, just go as is. And for Mike, we'll leave it as he isn't here. But I'll give you a bit of time if you want to make any other changes. Otherwise, just please just drop an as is for now. I'll give you a quick look at the fitness condition numbers as well. Everyone is looking in decent condition, and that's only a 52. I've already forgotten who it was that was down on 14%. Someone was down on a 14% in an earlier game this season. I'll have to scroll back and see who that was. Game's done, says Ian. Mr. Campbell, the game's never done. David Collins. Ah, it was David Collins. How do you guys do this? How do you do it? How do you remember all this? I will never learn. I will never learn. Either way, we run until the end and see if Haggis can find a way back to into this. Nicolau, they should get a quick goal now, and then maybe things will change. The ref has given a penalty, and there's Van Nistelrooy steps it up. Ian says it was all lost. He now has 12 minutes plus added time, and there's Van Nistelrooy with the equaliser. All was lost. Game is done. Van Nistelrooy with his fifth in. He has equalised. The action continues in the Super League. The game is not over till it's over. There comes Salihamidzic with a spectacular drive, but Pellizzoli save for Haggis. Still 10 minutes to play. My goodness, it is breathless here at the Thornmore in Melbourne. Um, Van Nistelrooy is going completely crazy. He's involved in every single little thing that comes out. And there's Nicolau hitting the crossbar from 25 yards. Neil Scally is bamboozled, but he tries to do something for his side to find a goal for Stanley. They had a 2-0 lead. They've let it slip through their fingers. Will they drop all 3 points? Van Nistelrooy leaves Semak standing. He goes past literally everyone. I think Tsigalko was somehow even involved in that defensive play there. Van Nistelrooy trying to do his all by himself. Candela, who had the goal disallowed in the first half, tries to find the back of the net here, but he doesn't. And there goes the final whistle. I mean, you, I mean, you can't complain, can you? Tigalgo with his first of the season. Van Nistelrooy braced to get it back in for Haggis after Ian has already turned off his laptop or his flip phone or whatever it is and gone to bed. I mean, what a finish and what an evening's action in the Super League. Very, very exciting for everyone involved. I think maybe apart from the trap affair that kicked us off with Steve and Dan, as Steve confesses. Great game there. Um, Mike will be disappointed not to have held on to this one. Semak with a six. He had a couple of one or two enforced changes. Not sure that Pedersen is the solution to anyone's problems, but he hasn't been doing too badly, I guess. Scally definitely isn't. 671 average. I mean, I know he has those kind of rock stats, but you can't seriously play him in the Super League, I don't think. Maybe he won it a couple of times, but I disagree with him in general. It was Nicola who got the assist and Kalashak got the other assist. Monterubio up seven, slightly better than what Pires was doing when he was on. So that is it. Exciting evening in the Super League. The Stackington Sloss game was a brilliant 0-0. Colchester Dudley, maybe less so. Um, he was packing up his gear while his opponent's on a clearance. Wonderful indeed. That's a That's a good analogy. I'm not sure if it's entirely fair, but in this case, indeed, it was. But you all have a bit of a, you all, let's be honest, you all have a bit of a tendency to go, oh GG Steve or GG whoever with 10 minutes to go when you think you're going to lose, and usually you do. But fair point anyway. Fair point anyway. Good win for Exiles against the Badgers. East Coast with a 1-0, but I think it looked relatively comfortable, certainly in the second half. Win for them. Northern Burn dominant performance against Foss Road, converting 50% of the chances. Foss Road, none of theirs. Stanley with that 2-2 exciting Haggis game, and Vikings with that dramatic 3-2 win over Sancte. Let's have a look at how that leaves the table. East Coast, as mentioned, up to second place now, leapfrogging Dudley Hill. Exiles on 16, Foss Road on 16. We've got Haggis up in the playoff spots on 15. Badgers drop out. Sloths on 12 points now. Forchester 11. Stanley on 11. Vikings up to 9. Los Santos stays on 9. Sancte on 8. And Stackington on 5. Good solid display from Ross. More to come from him, hopefully, on Thursday evening. As mentioned, the packs will be out. I'll try to get them out tonight. It is 11 here, but I'll try to get them out. And if you could get the scores back to me ASAP, that would be great. And we'll do a show on Thursday evening. And if the All Stars are on a break, I haven't seen what you guys are doing, but I might do a Sunday one as well if we can do it, just because um, I will be going on holiday for about 2.5 weeks. So apologies for that, but you're used to the breaks by now anyway. So, but honestly, from September onwards, I'm back to work from the 2nd of September. Things will go back to something resembling normal, but we could have a 3 week show, a 3 game week, if everything pans out. So, quick look at the fixtures before we go. All of the other stats and everything will be out on Twitter and in the pack for you. The team stats, the player stats, all of that good stuff that you like, that I know you like to see. If there's anything else you want to have a look at, then of course please give me a shout. But it will be all out in that normal kind of Twitter thread in the morning with all the numbers and assists and average rating charts, whatever. We've got batters against Sloths battling to get over that line into the playoff spots. East Coast take on Stanley, difficult game for them. Crossroad against Exiles, that's another tough one. Fulchester against Sancte, action down at the lower end, and Northern Burn Dudley Hill, the top of the tier clashes, continue. Stackington in their improved form take on Haggis, who had that big comeback. Interesting. And Vikings, who are starting to find some form. 3 points from them take on Los Santos, who are still stuttering. It could all be very, very enjoyable on Thursday evening. Thank you very much for attending and participating. Co-comps will return in September as well. Right now, I just try to get it done in sort of an hour, and I'll won't bore you with my personal schedule. Thanks very much, everyone. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. I'll speak to you all again very, very shortly.